You are here because you've been called. There isn't one of us who is born that has not come from the mystery of the ether. Not just the seed of our father and our mother, not just that sperm going up there, up the channel, swimming, all millions of them fighting for that one egg. If you are here and you are breathing, you've been called, brought from the mystery through your father's seed and your mother's womb. Now, it is said that to be here on earth, to live and to thrive and to be able to offer what you have to offer, that's the true gift. Everybody's been called. Aha, this is what I'm supposed to do. I felt something rising in me that I couldn't explain or contain as a little girl. That's why I knew I was not going to be on the back porch hanging out clothes out of a pot. I knew that. Calling me to a life that I couldn't imagine. I didn't know it was calling me to Saskatoon. Didn't know that. But everything in your life that happens to lead you to this very moment. Everything that's ever happened has happened to put you in this very moment. So over the years, people have been interested in my story. Lots of people have done stories about my story. But to understand my story, you have to understand who I am. You ever think about that question? It's a big question. Who am I? That every human being has the responsibility to ask of herself, himself. Who am I? And purpose is that thing that integrates all of our life experiences. So it's not a goal you can set. You can't find it somewhere. It's already there, waiting to reveal itself. So it's the defining thread that runs through and connects all of your life experiences. Because if you were to get hit by a truck tomorrow, unfortunately, if something were to happen to you and you were not here a week from now, there would be your funeral and everybody would come. You would be eulogized. And people would talk and say all kinds and manner of great things about you. And some of those things would be true. Some. And those things that people would say about you, that they have observed, people who encountered you in various phases of your life, and people you did things for, and people who you were able to impact, those things would have a thread that would connect the dots of your life in such a way that they would define your purpose, because that's what purpose does. It connects all the dots. Release what it is you have to offer to the world, whether it's making a cupcake, making a pie, being a great listener, being able to decipher other people's problems, whatever it is that you have been called to do, you've also been called to use that in service, because you become powerful and fulfilled and more successful when you share it and offer it to the rest of the world. When you try to keep it to yourself, you lose. The absolute key is finding a way. So whatever it is, whatever your talent, if it's singing, if it's art, if it is a skill, a craft, whatever it is, it becomes more powerful when you share it. Dr. Martin Luther King said this. It's one of my favorite quotes. He says, "Not everybody can be famous, but everybody can be great, because greatness is determined by service." Everybody wants to know, do I matter? And your ability to allow people to know that they matter is what fulfills them and also fulfills the relationship. Do I matter? We all want to know that. Do I matter? Does my mini contribution to the macro of life matter? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It does, because we, you, we, me, we make up the body that is humanity. If you intend to succeed in life, you are going to upset some people. because this is what I know for sure. Everybody has their own expectations. You have your own expectations about who you will be in the world. Everybody also has their expectations. Your mother, your father, your friends, the people around you, the people in the office. They have an idea. They've all put you in a little box. When you exceed what they feel should be in that box, people get upset. So you got to choose whether or not you are going to be able to go beyond that box, beyond their expectations, and not let that bother you, or are you going to stay in the box and make everybody happy and you miserable? So this was a big thing for me, figuring that out. What is my intention? Is my intention to please everybody, make everybody feel okay? Or am I going to be about the business of living my life the way I choose to do that? And let everybody else figure out, well, I guess that's the way it's going to be. Let me tell you something about failure. Failure is just life in its most poignant moment, pushing us in a new direction. Failure is saying, get up, turn around, try something new. As long as you are here and breathing, you still have another chance. You have another chance to get it right. What do you want? What is the vision you hold for yourself? And what are you willing to do to prepare yourself to step into the moment to get there? So, when you realize that, luck is preparation, meeting that moment. Be ready. Be also ready. So if you're still holding on to the past, it means you haven't forgiven the past. And my best favorite definition, somebody shared 20 years ago on the Oprah show, that forgiveness, unlike what most people think it means, most people think it means you got to have that person in your life or bring that person into your space. It means I'd have to have Alfred Woodard over and have some deviled eggs. No, it means giving up the hope that the past could have been any different. Stop wanting it to be what it could not have been because it wasn't. Give up the hope. Give up the hope. Give up all attachment because that's all energy. Everybody thinks we have an infinite amount of energy. No, we don't. We have a finite amount of energy. You know yourself. By the end of the day, you're tired. Why? Because you have a finite amount of energy. It doesn't go on and on and on. You have a finite amount of energy. You don't have the energy to live in the present, to live now, and also live in the past. When you are dividing your energy for something that has long gone, you are blocking the space, the opportunity to be who you were called to be. So to get that lesson, surrender it. Surrender the past. Work on being whole. Because the truth is, all along, life is trying to teach us. Sometimes I say, Jesus, don't teach me nothing new this week. I got enough going. Really, I'm backed up on the lesson plan. But I know this. My life is speaking to me as yours is speaking to you. And if you take nothing else away, this is what I want you to know. That life always comes speaking in a whisper first. It speaks really clearly through other people. One of my great lessons from Maya Angelou is that you all have heard me say this on the show. When people show you who they are, believe them the first time. Maya says, you don't believe them the first time. It takes you 29 times. See the same thing, coming in a different pair of pants. Life speaks this way. First, everybody, in most cases, even today this happened to us. Well, most cases. So think about this in your own life. There are some exceptions, but this is a rule. Life speaks in a whisper first. And that whisper is offering a message to you. If you don't pay attention to the message, things get harder. I call it little pebbles you get upside your head. And the pebbles, because you didn't get the message the first time, the pebbles have now turned into a problem, to a lesson. And if you don't listen to the lesson, then you get a brick upside your head. Most people are brick people. There are a lot of brick people. Brick people who have to have the thing turn into a problem before you can hear it. You hear what I'm saying? And then there are some brick wall people who just won't even pay attention to the brick. They now have to have the whole brick wall. Now you're in a full-blown crisis. So it is a message, it is a lesson, it is a problem, it is a crisis. You don't pay attention to the crisis, then you have a full-blown earthquake, disaster, tsunami on your hands. Now, to change. You want to turn up the volume immediately, like you want to see something happen now, like tonight. Go home, and with the person that you came here with, or even with just with yourself, sit and think of the top 10, your top 10. Start with your top 10 things in your life that you are most grateful for. And don't just think them, because the power is in the Word. In the beginning was the Word. The power is in the Word. And you just write those top 10 down. And it's really wonderful to share it with a spouse or a friend or a daughter or a sister. To share the top 10. Now, and then watch the energy in the room shift. Watch what happens when you shift your thinking to, oh my God, what am I going to do tomorrow? What am I going to do tomorrow? I'm going to get the kids ready. What am I going to do? When you shift your energy from what you have to do to let me be in this moment and be grateful. See what happens. Just see what happens there. The energy shifts. Now, imagine what happens if you did that as a daily practice. If that's all you did. That's all you did. Meister Eckhart, who was a 13th century mystic, said this: if the only prayer you ever said in your whole life was thank you, that would be enough. If the only prayer you ever said. Let your deepest spiritual practice be gratitude. When you start actively practicing, actively thinking about, I mean, a lot of people talk about meditation. I think meditation is good. I think, you know, obviously being silent's good, prayer's good, all that's good. But gratitude is the most powerful spiritual practice to turn things around for you immediately. Because when you start thinking about what you have every day, and I do this, I list 5 things every day I'm grateful for. I have journals filled with them. They delight me, looking back on what made me feel pleasure, what made me feel a sense of gratitude. When you are looking at the day, you begin your day thinking about, I'm going to need 5 things by the end of the day to be grateful for. You look at the day differently. So if somebody holds the door open for you, you pay attention to that, because that may be all you get all day.